It's August the 2nd, 2024. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. And so I'm here again, not far from the building doing business as the District of Saanich, to try to retrieve some necessaries of life. Now this is the third time I've been here. The last two times they have willingly and knowingly had reception shut down because I've provided clear, concise instructions. A child could follow, literally. You know, when you're dealing with the dead, they have to be forced to do what's right because they're not going to do it on their own. So I've had to point out that Canada has a constitution, doesn't it? So these persons acting as the District of Saanich are in violation of Section 7 and Section 12. They literally could care less whether I live or die. They all know that my home interest private property has been stolen to facilitate money laundering and 2 fraudulent mortgages by an act of fraud on the court. So I had my sunglasses on, but I took them off because the eyes are the window to the soul, and if you can't see my eyes, you can't tell who I am if you have eyes that see. So I'm here documenting what's going on because I'm building a case. You see, these public servants seem to be under the false notion that they're not personally responsible for the loss, harm, and injury that they cause. That's an out-and-out lie. You actually are responsible, personally responsible in your personal capacity. So the other day I sent an email to every councillor and the mayor and the reception. And let's see, Nikki Sharma, did you get one? And Lana Popham, did you get one? And Randall Garrison, did you get that email? Because you, Randall Garrison, and you, Lana Popham, have both sat idly by while 2 acts of fraud on the court have attempted to end my life. You've ended the life of my son. You have completely defamed and defiled the legacy of my spouse. So here in Canada, we got a real problem with an identifiable group laundering money through the casinos and the BC real estate industry. The other thing I need to talk about is I just traveled here by foot on a trail right over here, and these cyclists are out of control. The other day when I was traveling by foot, there was a cyclist who was going as fast as it could past another cyclist while I was walking beside the cyclist, almost hitting me. Now this was a male, an Indian, not a First Nations, that other kind of Indian that is now flooding Canada, an identifiable group that is known for their disrespect of women. You're going to have to start licensing these cyclists, because what's going to happen if they cause loss, harm, or injury while they're traveling on 2 wheels? And just think about all the revenue you can generate, right? Because that's really what it's all about. Oh, we just had a go-go gadget vehicle, Saanich Police, go by. So persons doing business as Saanich Police have been on social media lately trying to convince everybody in the district here that they're out and about trying to make the roads safe by pulling over inebriated drivers, issuing license suspensions, impounding vehicles, fucking yada yada yada. Okay, so how does that change the behavior of the driver? So are you doing that just to generate revenue? Because the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. That's the crime of intentional endangerment. They're intentionally endangering anybody unfortunate enough to be on those roads while they're out there fucking driving around, right? All commercial terms. Driving around fucking drunk as skunks or whatever the fuck they're on. whether they're on fucking marijuana or fucking mushrooms or whatever the fuck they're on now. And so how does that change their behavior? Well, it doesn't, does it? Right? So what should happen is fucking 6 months in a cage. Yeah, they should be losing their livelihoods. They should be losing their homes. They should be losing their relationships. If you were going to have that kind of disregard for the health, I was got by a bee, health, welfare, and safety of those around you, then you don't deserve to be free. How are you? Yeah, I'm back over here at the District of Saanich. I informed them that there needed to be some necessaries of life available to pick up this afternoon, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon here on the West Coast. That Saanich reception desk should be open until about 4:30. I sent emails. I've sent messages on social media, because you know they all have social media accounts, right? Oh, the fuck, yeah. Public servants are trying to convince everybody that they're serving the public. They serve themselves. That's what they serve. So I had to mention to the counselors here the other day in an email. So are you all shareholders? You're all shareholders then, is that right? Is the mayor a shareholder? How about all the persons acting as police here? Are they all shareholders of a private for-profit doing business as the District of Saanich? So my automobile has been vandalized repeatedly, like at least a half dozen times since I've been force evicted from my home. There's no police service for me, and this has been going on for years. There's no protection for me. There's no investigation. So the last time I was vandalized was July the 12th. And I saw what happened on CCTV, because where I'm staying there are fucking cameras absolutely everywhere, outside and inside. So I saw what happened. Sick to my stomach watching it happen. Because it's a complete and utter violation. This fucking puke went right inside my automobile and fucking just touched everything and robbed me of some of my personal chattel. So sure, I could call up here to do the persons acting as Saanich police, but I know they're not going to do anything about it. Why would I waste my time? Most of the time when I do call here, I'm treated so fucking rudely. They're asking me for all kinds of personal information. Fuck man, the second I provide for you that license plate number, which unfortunately I do have on my automobile, you fucking know everything about me. You know my name, you know my whereabouts, you know what's happened to me. So why the fuck then are you going and asking me all kinds of personal information questions? But you do it just to torture the victim of the crime. Because it ain't about going and finding that criminal, is it? So what is that thing now doing all around District of Saanich that I saw going and trying to break into other, well, there's vehicles, right? If you hold a license, you're in a vehicle. If you hold a license, you're a driver. All commercial terms. It's all about money. It's all about fucking the Mad Monkey Monopoly money. I got a storage locker fee I've been paying for years. I can't afford that. The rent on my 200 square foot hovel is nuts. I don't even have a kitchen. And I'm trying to hold it together. And not sound like a fucking lunatic, but the truth is I'm being gang-stalked to death. I'm a targeted individual. Just because I'm different. So usually when I walk over here and I go inside, the Saanich reception has been shut down. Obviously a big fuck you to me. We're not going to help you out. Why would we do that? We're all about making sure that your life is an absolute fucking nightmare. So just because I understand what's happening to me doesn't mean it's not having severe detrimental physical effect on every single aspect of my being. I'm not losing my hair. I'm skin and bones. I can't take care of myself properly. I need emergency dental care. They don't fucking care. So did you know that when you don't have proper dental care, you can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack, or it can cause brain damage? It's a simple Google search. It's not rocket science. This is the age of information. This is the age of information. You got it right in your hand. Okay, I'm not going to cry because I got to walk over there. And I have to document what's happening to me. So the less than a handful that actually care about what's happening to me can see this is what it looks like when you're a targeted individual. This is what it looks like when you're being gang-stalked into a fucking early coffin. How many years have been shaved off my life? All because of racism and violence and hatred and repeated sexual assaults and no access to justice. How are you? I see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you being here. Genuinely and truly, I appreciate you hitting that play button. I'm not gonna cry. Well, that's my entire day is in tears. Where's my son? Who did you sell my son to when he was 8 years old? How much did you sell him for? Well, was I smart enough to put a Kleenex in my pocket? I usually come prepared, you know. Righteous women are like that. Oh, Lord, help me. Heaven, help me. I must have taken it out of my pocket. Okay, so here we go. We're going to walk over here. We're going to see if that reception desk is open. Oh, and I have to walk on top of this absolute abomination. Yeah, they make righteous women, men and women, walk over the most disgusting display of rebellion. Oh, they're all about it here in Canada. They're all about it. All the politicians are, all the police are, all the public servants are. You can't even be hired over here in BC now unless you're part of the alphabet mafia. Well, if you're straight and you got your head on right, you ain't getting a job. No, those jobs are reserved for the wicked. So I have a YouTube channel. I've been calling some of these public servant offices. I got one uploaded there to Mike Farnworth's office. That's a doozer to listen to because I lose it after the call. Because when you call them, you get the spin. You get the circus monkey spin. They don't want to help you. They're going to pass you off to somebody else who's going to do the same thing to you. So you never get anywhere. Good times. Oh, and it's an election year over here. Yeah, every 4 years here, the circus monkeys, they need to generate more revenue. So they try to convince Canadian citizens there that they're there to help you. Yeah. And they want your support. And they want you to vote for them. Yeah. So if that reception desk is shut, I won't even go inside. Okay. Well, it looks like there's somebody there. Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. I didn't realize Monday was a holiday.
Monday is.
Right, I didn't even know that. I forgot about that. I'll show you my ID because there's not very nice. Darling, would you have a Kleenex I could?
Yeah.
Maybe. Sorry, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my heavens, I'm running.
Okay, Victoria.
I'm running like a tap.
They are expecting you, so you can just have a seat and I'll call a person to come out and talk to you, okay?
Okay. I'm gonna get a talking to. So this is turned on me the whole time. Not them on me. Stress, runny nose. Oh yeah, you can imagine how stressful it is for me to come over here. You can imagine how stressful it is for me to come over here, and now there's no envelope sitting there. Now I have to have a chit chat with somebody. I don't know, I made it pretty clear. Three floors. 3 floors. 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor. I'm on the 1st floor. There's something underneath. Recreation. What does that mean? Recreation. Community services, what does that mean? Community services, oh. Do I get to be part of the community, or I guess maybe I don't.
Hi, Victoria.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Dale.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I've been better.
Been better?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. What can I do for you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought everybody knew why I was here today.
I knew you were coming in, but I wasn't sure what your request was for.
It's very painful for me to have to explain it again to somebody who doesn't know what's happening to me. Oh my gosh, so I just came over.
Try.
Are you going to believe me if I tell you what's happened?
Yeah, I have no reason not to.
Well, I would never lie to you.
Okay.
So I own a home over here in the district of Saanich on 604 Polyanthus Crescent.
604.
Polyanthus Crescent.
That's Crescent, okay.
My partner and I purchased that home in January of 2003.
Okay. January 2003?
That's when we took possession. We actually purchased in 2002, but we took possession at the end of January 2003. So he created a trust in 2016. And unfortunately, he unexpectedly passed away in May of 2017.
Sorry to hear that. Oh.
And losing your best friend is... I have no words. He had life insurance on our mortgage. So the mortgage got paid out. And then in the fall of 2018, his bank informed me that they were beginning a foreclosure on using a personal line of credit, which my name was not on. And so as the trustee, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that to you. I was named as the trustee, and obviously we're common law spouses. He asked me many times in 2013 to legally marry him, but I've had some unfortunate happenings with the government pertaining to my son. I'm the mother of a forced adopted son. To get through this without crying, I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset you.
No, that's...
Well, because,
It's okay.
You wouldn't know unless I try to explain. And this is not turned around on you ever. It's just on me.
That's okay. That's totally fine. I can get some tissues.
Thank
We've got
goodness
some-
for me. I know.
you
I
can
walked
do
in
it.
and my nose just started to run like a faucet. I was so embarrassed.
Oh, don't be embarrassed. We all cry.
So they won't stop. So I have to start researching the role of the trustee and what all the rules are, and I find the Land Spousal Protection Act, and I'm also very aware that there's a problem with money laundering going on in the real estate industry here, so much so that they did a Cullen inquiry, because when that's happening, it's driving up the housing prices and it's making it hard for middle-class people to purchase homes.
We're seeing everywhere, that's for sure.
And it's a real problem, and so that's what happened with my home. And March the 19th, 2020, I've got the sheriffs at my home. And of course, on March the 11th, 2020, the WHO has, they've said that there's a global pandemic happening, and my understanding was that forced evictions were then not possible, but they're at my home March 19th, 2020.
The police use it?
The BC sheriffs.
BC Sheriff.
There was 2 of them, and they had a truck and a whole handful of movers descending upon me. I did go to court approximately 5 times to fight for my home and my spouse's honor, because that is the last man in this world who would have ever gone bankrupt on his home. I was not treated fairly. I was not listened to. Also, during that process, I was informed that all the money from the sale, close to $750,000, would be paid into the court. So what happens is I'm left with not a dime, and I have no money to move. I have no money to live. I've had just an awful time for a really long time, and I have one item left of security. I bought a brand new automobile in 1993. It's a Mazda 323. And somebody blew a window out of her at the end of November 2021. A whole window. Because this individual knew full well what she means to me. She's all I have left. And she's never left me stranded. She's got a heart of gold. I've then been vandalized repeatedly where I'm staying at. She gets broken into, they go through all my things, they steal from me. And I need to get the piece of plastic that I bought professionally attached so that doesn't happen anymore. And so I asked multiple times, this is the 3rd time I've come, for a couple $1,000 so I could take her to an auto body and have her secured for me, because I don't feel safe traveling on public transit. Honestly, sir, I don't even feel safe walking on I walked over here from where I'm at the Lion. Some of the cyclists are very rude. I almost got hit the other day by one of them passing someone else. I don't feel safe on transit at all. There seems to be an issue with drug taking in the province. I think they've legalized, and you can basically do it anywhere. I don't even feel safe going downtown, and so I have to go to food banks for food because I can barely keep a roof over my head every month, and so no, I can't even do that anymore because somebody ripped the piece of plastic off that I had secured there with silicone, because I can't let water get into her because I could get mildew inside, and the mildew can make me sick. So that's why I was just asking for a little bit of kindness from somebody, because I don't have any family, I don't have any friends, and when this happens to you, nobody believes you, and nobody wants to help you. And I'm sad all the time. I'm skin and bones. I'm losing my hair. I don't know where to go, and I don't know who to ask for help. So I thought, because we lived here and we paid taxes for all of those years, that somebody here would be kind to me and help me. The police persons hate me, so I don't feel comfortable going over there. They're not kind. They come to the door and they pound on the door and they terrify me. So I don't really know what to do anymore. I'm really, really tired. And so that's why I was here today, so I could get a little bit of money so I can go and have. There's Tennyson Auto right on the corner. Tennyson Auto. They're on, I think it's RDCA, where the red line. And so literally like a stone's throw from where my little buggy is parked. I could just take her there, and hopefully they could like attach that plastic properly for me so I can go and get some food at the food bank, and I can go pick up some water I don't drink out of the tap. I don't trust the tap water. And I'm trying to take care of myself the best way that I can, but it's getting harder every day. No, I don't know what to do, so that's why I was here today for the 3rd time, asking for some help. That's why I was here.
Well, this is helpful for me because I think the last few times that you've been here probably hasn't been that clear what one
Well,
way or
that's why I
else.
try to send emails before because I mean, it's a lot to explain,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds unbelievable. But I'm not sure, sir, if you understand that about twice a week a mortgage-free home was being stolen by application and title fraud. So that's what happened to me. So the bank solicitors, they flipped the house into the bank's name by application and title fraud. And then they just take over. And unfortunately, you've got solicitors all across Canada literally embezzling estates. Like, I'm not sure if you heard of Mr. Alan Katz with a K. He was a man back east, and he, like me, got caught up with some mortgage broker folks and some other folks, and they stole 1.3 million from him and his family. And he couldn't get any help from anybody. He even went to court, and the court said, well, all their assets are protected, so basically, go fuck yourself. So Mr. Katz did what a man does. You know, he went and he took them out, and the note he left was, well, we just can't let these people keep doing this, because he wasn't the first one they had done it to. And I'm flabbergasted that the Toronto Police Services, who had to have known about these individuals, would not have helped this family. And now that wife has no husband, and now those two beautiful babies have no dad. And I don't understand what's happened here in this country. Why good people, hardworking people, are being wiped out so the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. There's been 2 fraudulent mortgages on my home, stolen from me. And so now there's a couple who are real estate investors who have it. I know who they are. I won't mention their names because I'm here. And they're renting out both floors of my home to generate passive income while I'm basically homeless and destitute.
When your home was, when you said that the sheriffs came to your home in 2020,
Yeah, March 19.
what would, like, they came to your house because, what was their stated purpose?
Well, so they have an order. They have a desk order.
Right.
They've got a desk. They have a desk order from obviously the bank solicitors.
Okay.
Well, because I went 5 times and I said, "You're stealing my house, and now you're going to embezzle all the money." And they're looking at me like, "Yeah, what are you going to do about it?" Because I know enough to know. Like, I had done my homework before I even went in there. Like, I'm not stupid. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I know how a trust works and about the role of the trustee and about the beneficiaries and our role. And so my spouse just would have never left me in a situation where I've been homeless for this amount of time. And not only that, but not a dime. There was even a $5,000 cash legacy that he had wrote into the trust. And even that they stole. And I've been contacting Katrine Conroy, who is in charge of the BC Finance here, and Mike Farnworth, been contacting that individual, been contacting David Eby and Nikki Sharma, and it's just full-on Stonewall. Full-on Stonewall, like, who cares? Yeah, we can all see what happened, because I've written epic depositions about how this happens, how this is happening, what's happening in society, what's happening to vulnerable, well, I'm a vulnerable woman now that he's not here. Because if he was still alive, they would have never gotten away with this. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he had mortgage insurance on the house, so once that got paid out, I'm going in and out of the bank to take care of my business because I'm the trustee. And the kid at the bank is looking at the account, and a couple of times he says to me, "That $40,000 credit line's not here." So later on, because I pay really close attention all the time, I realized that the bank has got an insurance policy on that $40,000 credit line. They've applied to the insurance company, had it paid out. So
Through the trust.
the bank has an insurance policy on every single loan, whether it's secured or unsecured. So they never lose a dime. Like the bank never loses anything. That's banking in Canada. That's how it works. That's how they can create a 40% increase in profit every year, which no legitimate business can do if you're actually on the up and up, because that's how are you doing that?
Yeah.
So my name wasn't on it. I'm not a guarantor, neither are the other two. So what have you done here? And so they said, "Oh, well, that's the mortgage. That's $40,000. That's what we're going to call the mortgage, and we're going to foreclose on that property using this $40,000 credit line."
So they were, so just so I understand, so they were saying that they were foreclosing on the home because the $40,000 line of credit wasn't paid?
They're calling it a mortgage. So I went through all of our documents, and I'm looking at every single document we have, because now he's not here, so I've got access to all the documents. And not once is that $40,000 credit line listed on our annual mortgage statements. Like, it's just not there. So
it's basic, you know, it's trickery 101 basically, right? Because if you can steal a mortgage-free home, then you can create. So I will explain to you that when we purchased our home, that was a time here in Canada where middle-class, hardworking folks could afford to get into a house. We paid $230,000 for our home. So there was $175,000 left on the mortgage when he passed away. That's life insured, it gets paid out. There's like 21 years left. It gets paid out like every single payment has been made, including all the interest. So bankers can't have that. You know what I mean? Like, because now you've got a mortgage-free property and the prices of real estate are, well, the only word I can use for you is insane. When they flipped the house into the bank's name,
Yeah.
they're now trying to sell that house for, well, you know it. You know exactly what's happening here. So the first two were Asians. The first two to look at it were two Asians who purchased it for $680. They never lived inside the house. They never lived inside the house. 1 year to the day, they put it back up for $860. Within less than 2 weeks, they've got the two who have it now. So they've listed it for $860, but they take $749 from the two who have it now. And so Scotiabank has that mortgage because I went and I did a title search. Like, okay, so if those two don't have it, what happened to it? Why were they only in it for a year? Never lived in it. What's going on here? Like, it looks fishy to me. It smells fishy to me. It don't look right to me. And so, but just think about those two mortgages. So banks then, the first for $680, the second for $749, and the banks are making all that interest on those two fraudulent mortgages. And it's stolen property. Like, you stole it from me so you could, well, do what they're doing here in Canada, which is wiping out the middle class completely. And that's what's happened to me. And so I've tried my best to kind of not lose my mind. But I'm telling you, sir, it's getting pretty close to me losing my mind. Like, I write emails and I make phone calls and I write depositions and I send them out to everybody. And it's like, we don't care about you or what's happened to your 31-year-old little automobile. But I do. I would never treat anybody this way.
And what's your sense of the legal? You said you've gone to court 5 times about this.
To fight for the house, yeah.
Yeah.
I even filed a notice of civil claim so before they actually kicked me out of the house on January the 20th, on January the 6th, 2020, I filed a notice of civil claim to take care of the first act of fraud on the court, which resulted in the forced adoption of my son. They didn't have a case. I never abused my son. He was never neglected. He was never in harm's way in my care. Canada ranks number 3 for trafficking highly marketable children. Worldwide, Canada ranks number 3. So if you're a good parent and you have a highly marketable child, those are the ones who don't go home. Those are the ones that they sell because those are the ones that they can market. So who buys him at 8 years old? I mean, I can understand a baby, maybe a 1 or a 2-year-old, but 8, they take him when he's 5, they sell him when he's 8. So I went and I filed. I do all the work myself. I don't ever, to be honest with you, sir, I find them completely useless and completely incompetent, and I've dealt with a lot of them. So I filed a notice of civil claim January the 6th, 2020. I delivered to the CIBC. I delivered to the persons acting as the BC Attorney Generals. They wouldn't even speak to me.
But did you file it with the court?
Oh, absolutely. I paid money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. I did all the work myself. Because I'm the witness to the crime, so I have to be the one. Like, I can't go tell you and then you go write all this down. That's hearsay. I have to be the one to do all this work. So I did it all with no money, very little energy. They wouldn't even talk to me. They wouldn't even deal with me. We went in there a year later after I pushed them, and they're like, well, we're just going to use Civil Rule 9.5. She's vexatious, she's frivolous, she's without merit, and yeah, you can go fuck yourself. Oh yeah, I taped the second one, and I have it uploaded to my YouTube channel, because they are now paying out billions of dollars to parents who've had their children taken, but not me. I don't get anything. I don't get a dime, and I get no relief. I get no access to justice. Yeah, it's quite a good time I'm having. I'm now 51 years old, and I identify as a senior, so I've been through hell. I've been through hell.
Yeah, can't even really empathize.
I know, and
with
this
your
is
stuff like
why
that. It's-
I didn't want to really say, because
No,
I
it's
don't
a-
really want to put this on your shoulders. It's
No,
brutal
this
to
is,
listen to.
It's hard to listen to, but it's important that we understand.
Why I'm coming in here.
Why would you?
Why is she coming
you
in
would
here?
come in and-
Why is she
and
talking
what
like
we're
this?
asking for. Yeah, because you know it's hard to when you get just snippets of the information.
Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
I don't.
No, that's what we're here, for the public. So, I guess what I would say, just a couple things is, at Saanich, unfortunately, bad. We largely deal with properties from the perspective of the servicing of the properties. It's very rare that we're involved in the exchange of property, with the exception of properties where individuals haven't paid their property taxes, and Saanich will be involved in that. But,
Right, I get you.
but on a pretty limited level. Any of the kinds of, kind of the social supports that you're asking for isn't something that we would do. That's the jurisdiction of the province. And so, I was going to if there was a landlord-tenancy sort of dispute or something, then I could refer you to the residential tenancy branch.
Oh, I went there too when this was happening, and
Okay.
I tell you, it's
Because they're,
it's a joke, honestly. I'm just going to be blatantly, painfully honest with you. All the services, public services, are a joke. A joke. That's why I've now recorded the calls and upload them to my YouTube channel to let everybody know, like, there is no service for you here if you're a victim of this level of criminality. They push you off onto someone else.
right.
And then you call that idiot, and that idiot does the same thing to you. Well, we don't do that. I need to call so-and-so. Well, no, I don't. You're going to deal with it. You're going to deal with it now. Right? Because this province owes me a great deal of money. I was sexually assaulted repeatedly after I was out of my home because there's no money coming in. You can't go get a job. Everything is shut down. I have no way to keep a roof over my head. I have applied for the Victims Assistance Program,
Yeah.
and to be told to go fuck myself.
Really?
Yeah, no money, not a dime. Well, here in Canada, the rule of law is $500,000 for rape, so I don't know why you're refusing when this province is raking in over $100 billion a year in revenue. But once again, you're going to leave me here without a dime, and you're going to push me off onto some doctor. Well, nobody has a doctor in BC because there are no doctors here. So
That's true.
it's just a joke. It's a joke, and my health is failing. I need emergency dental care, and I applied for that service 2 years ago, and they're like, "Go fuck yourself." I'm like, wow, like, I'm a rare one. Like, I'm a woman of wisdom and understanding and sound counsel, so I deal with those who don't possess those virtues. They just really could care less about whether you live or die. So I'm pretty frustrated, that even now, this is the third time I've come here today, and again, it's no, we won't be helping you today. So now, again, I can't, travel with her, or don't even have any money to get groceries or to go get that plastic attached properly now that somebody vandalized her again so they could steal something from me. Do you have a business card?
I don't have one. I've only been here for not only, but I've been here about 9 months and I still haven't got one. But happy to give you my email and my contact information.
Would you mind just on that little piece of paper there and rip me off a
absolutely.
piece?
If you want to leave me your email address, I can send you some resources that you may have already been there, but at least you can.
Oh, I have. I've been everywhere.
But because I think
Well, this is war. Like, this
feel-
is full-on war.
It is. I
You'd
also
better believe it.
Feel badly for you, and hope you connect.
So
with the
every
right
counselor,
person there.
every counselor here knows what's happening to me. Every single one.
Yeah.
Every single counselor knows
The
what's
counselor
happening.
and the mayor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Along with Jennifer Lockhart, she also knows what's happening to me.
She's our financial officer.
I'm not sure what role she plays, but her and I had a
Yeah.
little chitty chat a little while ago about what was happening to me. And again, it's the shutdown. We don't do that here.
Well, and it's suspect, like me, most people probably don't understand.
I know it's a lot, right? But that's why I'm an expert on the subject matter, because it's happened to me. So unless this happens to you, there'd be no way for you to ever understand what I'm talking about. And the level of knowledge I have gained on the corruption that is now Canada. The real estate industry is completely corrupt. Your courts are completely corrupt here. Your benches are just nuts here. Because there's no personal accountability,
Right.
right? They're all immune from whatever kind of loss, harm, and whatever. Lana Pockman's one of the worst. Just nastiness.
It's my email.
So I'm not going to bombard you with information, but I am going to send you a couple of the depositions that I've written about how this is happening to people like me in Canada about twice a week, just so you have a level of knowledge and understanding of what's happening, because we all need to be concerned about what's happening to other individuals, because we all have a responsibility to take care of each other.
Yeah, no,
Well, that's
look
how I
forward to that.
live my life anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
if
no,
anybody else is living their life like that. So it's just information. Like, it's just, I mean, I had to figure out, why is this happening? Why are you stealing mortgage-free houses? Well, I get it. But then you embezzle the estate, like, and leave. And once they do that to you, everybody scatters like cockroaches. Your CMP won't deal with you. The police won't deal with you. The district or the township or the city won't deal with you. It's just go and die.
And legal counsel has been nothing.
I'm telling you, remember, I'm the mother of an adopted son. I have been to many. They are absolute fools. They're jokers. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the system. They don't know how it works. You wait till this happens, and I hope it never does. But you're on your own. You are on your own. And somebody who's with it doesn't need a third-party interloper. You know what I mean? Because I'm the one this is happening to, so it's my responsibility to make sure. My biggest concern is the legacy of my spouse and the fact that he's been completely defrauded, because that man did not go bankrupt on that property. He did not go bankrupt on that property, but that's what's on the record. And they're like, no, you do whatever you want to me, but you will not do that to him. You will not do that to him.
And that's where I think that
That's disgusting.
having a legal expert in your corner could be of assistance, because they could.
I am the expert. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll learn. You'll see.
Okay.
I appreciate you spending time and talking to me, but once you read the depositions that I wrote and how, naming names, but please understand that I'm like livid with rage. Like, I've kind of had to learn how to like master my own emotions, because on the inside I am like a rage tornado. You don't want to let it out, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what's going to happen to yourself or to those around you, because this is nuts that I can't get any support from anybody anywhere. Nuts. Like, it doesn't seem right to me that a woman who's been through this kind of hell can't go get anybody to listen, because all these folks that I deal with, they're all getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. They're all working on a pension plan, they're all getting dental and whatever else that they need, but I'm left with nothing and no access to justice. And believe me, I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I will go to the mat all day, every day, but it's war, and it's tiring, because this, for me, has been going on for 51 years. Not fun. Not fun. And now that he's gone, my spouse is gone, and my son is not with me. So who is in my corner? Nobody but me. And the level of intelligence that I have. And so that's why I was here today, so I could hopefully go and get that appointment made, so I could go get that plastic attached to her properly. Because like I say, I can't even go to food banks now, and which I have to do, because I've got $1,700 worth of bills coming in, and I receive a little over $1,000 a month in support from the government. So
Through income assistance?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Also CPP, which turns into survivor pension benefits. They give you nothing.
Yeah, so much.
They literally embezzle almost the entire account, and that man worked for the same company for 50 years. So you can imagine the amount in that account, and they just, oh, you're a widow now? Oh, good, well, we'll throw you some pennies out of that account. We're going to steal the rest. And then, yeah, welfare, because I have a hard time moving. $400. Cool, eh? Yeah, no, not cool. No, so yeah, I got some interesting information underneath my belt, because I'm a researcher, so you will be an educated gentleman when you are finished reading the depositions.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you send me some information, that's great. And
I will.
then based on this, I'll do my own looking around, see if there's some resources that I can come up with. And if you're okay with that, I'll send them on to you, and who knows, maybe something.
The saga continues.
So, yes. Oh, I do feel for you, but yeah, I mean, there just isn't a program here that where we provide that kind of service. It is a sort of within the provincial government bounds.
So to me, in my mind, it's like every single counselor throws into an envelope, some financial help for her. See, that's how I work where I come from. Like, when somebody needs something, you don't close your fist up tight and don't help them. because I haven't done this to myself. This has been done to me. And so that means that this district has collected property tax on that stolen property since 2020, which is the crime of racketeering. But you don't want to go into the legal side because I'm an expert on the legal BS of this country, so got a real good grip on that Criminal Code of Canada and all the legal rules and the Constitution and all the other rules that everybody's supposed to follow, but just don't because there's no personal accountability. It's just this door slam everywhere you go. Well, we don't do that here. Well, we don't help here. Well, we don't do that here. Okay, fine, great. Well, thank you very much. So I guess I'll be walking back, risking life and limb to walk back to where I was at before. Thanks. Oh, wow. That's my dad's name. Dale.
Dale, really?
Yep.
That common? Yeah.
Dale.
Really?
Not very common, is it? No.
Not anymore, but
No, but he was born in 1950.
I wasn't born.
Older. I know that. That's why. Yeah, that's why I said that for you. Thanks, Dale.
Okay, appreciate it. Take care.
So did you catch any of that? I'm so sorry if my phone was like not in the right, once I start talking. So did anybody understand me or am I like completely fucking, I thought I did a pretty good job of explaining. Like, why would I lie? You see what I mean about that? Well, we don't help you here, you need to go talk to a liar. I don't need a fucking third-party interloper involved in my life, thanks. All the liar fucking wants to do is steal from you and fucking spin you in a circle. Because the motherfucker has a brain that's a snake eating its own tail. Anyway, you know what? I don't know where I'm at with my phone. That seemed like an extremely lengthy conversation. And I don't want to lose this live because this is, well, it's proof, right? That's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stand over here in the shade for a second. If you stayed with me, thank you. If you heard any of that, thank you. So, yeah, I just got fucked up my arse. So that dude doesn't have a clue what's going on, but all those counselors do, and the mayor knows. And that Jennifer Lockhart knows, because they all got an email. So does Lana Popham, so does Randall Garrison, so does fucking Nikki Shermer, so does David Eby. So the fucking based beast benchers here who stole that house don't have any fucking jurisdiction or authority to return that property to me. That's the way it works. They never had jurisdiction in the first place. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off and post this. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice afternoon. I so appreciate your ear. And I so appreciate if you're concerned. I appreciate you. Thank you.